What's up everyone, welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters. So today we got another news update on the changing of theme teams. So without any further ado, let's just dive right into it. So the way that theme teams are going to be changing is pretty big. There's a lot of things. I think it's all mostly for the better. So to start things off, they changed the way that theme team probability control works. So we'll start there. The way that Theme Team Prob works currently, if you guys don't already know, is that if you have a named theme team, you get one theme team probability control for every character on your team with a max of 5. So basically, if you have like 5 characters on your team, then you get 5 theme team prob controls. It's pretty easy. But then when you want to use your theme team probs during the game, you have to basically give your character an action token to be able to use that theme team prob control. And yeah, I mean, that's basically all there is to it, giving them the action token. So the way that they're changing that now is instead of having a maximum of 5 theme team prob controls, you're going to get a maximum of 3 theme team prob controls. Again, it's still 1 per character, but with a max of 3. So I think it's pretty easy on a 300-point team to instantly have 3. With how low point cost characters are now, it's pretty easy to get 3 just off your first 100 points even. But anyway, so the reason that they're lowering it down to 3 is because they're going to remove the part about having to get an action token to use it. So you're just basically going to be able to use prob control normally. Your whole team gets 3 uses of prob control max. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of a general buff to the whole thing because now none of your team has to get action tokens. And that's even better now that there's no pushing damage. I mean, you used to have to give an action token, and half the times you'd be pushing your character just to prob it, and then sometimes it hit you anyway, and then you're dead. And a lot of times, though, it's like, oh, well, it's probably going to kill me anyway, so why not push to prob it? Oh, well, got killed anyway. But now you don't have to really worry about all that. It's just going to be, you know, why not theme team it? I got 3 of them, and if it's going to kill my character, I might as well have him prob it. So that's, like I said, a general buff. It's really cool. But what's even more exciting is that now you don't even need a named theme team anymore. Any theme team will do. That's right. Generic theme teams will now grant you theme team prob control, which is another reason they're lowering it down to 3, because it's kind of giving all these buffs elsewhere. So now that you can play your robot themes and your cosmic themes and your monster themes and your mystical themes, you can play all those themes and more, and you'll be able to get those maximum 3 theme team prob controls, which is really interesting. And they went into a lot of detail about why they decided to bring generic theme teams into it, so it's not kind of like multi-layered, like you either don't have a theme team or you have a generic theme team which gives you some bonuses but not the prob control, and then you have the name theme team which gives you the extra bonus of the prob control. Now it's just either you have a theme team that grants you all these bonuses or you don't. And one of the other bonuses, of course, to playing a theme team is the bonuses to your map roll. Now this is also getting a change where, and this is a good change because there's been a lot of times, especially recently, where you can easily just play a team of like 20 plus characters, even in 300 points, because there's so many like 10 or 20 point characters now, and you can just have this insanely high map bonus roll, and there's almost no way your opponent could possibly win map. So you just get to choose whatever map is best for your team to play on, like guaranteed, just because you have so many characters. So they're just basically getting rid of that. You're still going to get a bonus to your map roll, so there is still a reason to play a bunch of characters to get a bonus. But now the bonus to your map roll is capped at a +3 more than your opponent. Now I know they're trying to simplify the rules a lot, and the theme team prob one is definitely simpler. This one seems like you're doing a lot of math to calculate exactly what kind of map roll bonus you're going to have, which isn't a bad thing, and I'm sure there's simpler ways of doing it. Basically, one example they gave was like if you roll a 6 and you have a theme team of +3 and your opponent doesn't have a theme team, they're going to have to roll a 10 to beat you, which is still doable, and I definitely get where they're coming out from that point. But then if you think about having 2 theme teams, then you have to calculate, well, this one has 12 characters and this one has 10 characters, so this one's going to get a +2 over that one, and then you roll your dice and then you add your +2 to that roll, and I guess don't add anything to that roll because you don't have more characters than your opponent. So there's a little more thinking involved than just saying, I got 10 characters, I got a +10. But again, that's, I think, better. A little bit more work, a little bit more brain power, but I think overall much better than just having these insanely high map bonus rolls and never being able to possibly, win map over these like 20 character teams. So that's great. Now you can just have, 5 or 10 characters on your team and still have a chance, even if even if your opponent wants to play 20 characters, they're not going to have more than a +3 over you. So they're still going to have to roll somewhat high to actually guarantee a map. Whereas, before it was just impossible. So that's pretty awesome. And I do like that change. And one other thing I should bring up about this whole thing is they actually did mention that one of the other kind of changes is that you don't have to have 2 or more characters to have a theme team anymore. So if you're just playing one-man army, 300 points, God Emperor Doom, heck yeah, then there you go, you get a theme team prob now. So that's pretty cool. Kind of weird, but cool. So if you do decide to play a 300-point character in a 300-point game, or a 1,000-point character in a 1,000-point game, then you can get a theme team with just one character, and they can have a once per game probability control. And I think that's pretty cool. That's kind of like just a slight buff to these huge one-man army figures that normally couldn't prob maybe, or don't have any room for like any type of support characters to get some prob and perplex and everything on their team. So just that once per game prob, maybe that could save the day and turn the whole thing around. I doubt it, but it's totally awesome if it happens occasionally. So yeah, that's basically all of the changes that they made. A lot of really good ones. I really like all of them. It kind of sucks that we only get 3 theme team probs now. I like having more of them because I love theme teams. I play them all the time. If you couldn't guess by watching any of my team building videos, they're all theme teams because I love theme team prob control. But the fact that we don't get a token anymore and everything else is probably justification enough that we're only going to get 3 now. And 3, if you time them well enough, can be more than enough. It just means you're going to have to maybe put an extra prob control, an actual prob control character on your team instead of relying on 5 theme team prob controls. But anyway, they did, before we end this video, they did mention a couple erratas, and I got to give them a hand to these quick erratas before anybody started freaking out or asking any questions about it. They already told us specifically what's happening with some characters, and that is some of the characters that just came out. Namely Yelena Belova from the Black Widow set. She has a power that says you get 10 theme team probs instead of 5. So of course, now that you're not getting 5 anymore, they had to errata that. So now you're getting 6 theme team probs instead of 3. So that's, you're still getting double the amount that you can normally get, and you're still getting more than 5. So that's, a necessary change. Another big one, though, is now that generics are going to be a theme team, if you haven't already thought about some of these characters that make generics a named theme team, the biggest one, of course, being Captain Venom from Earth X, making Monster a named theme team to get you the theme team prob controls. So now that generic themes are getting the same access to theme team prob control, so they ratted him to do the same thing that Yelena's going to do. Basically, you're going to get 6 theme team probs instead of 3. Now that generics are getting all these theme team probs anyway, they need to errata him, so you're getting the double theme team prob bonus. So actually that makes him even better, because before, you were getting theme team prob out of it, which is great, but you were getting a max of 5. So now doubling your max 3 to 6 is, you're getting 1 more than you did before, and you're not getting action tokens for using them anymore. So this is actually just a straight up buff to Captain Venom. When I first read it, for some reason, I kind of felt like it was a nerf, because I was like, oh no, and what is he going to do now? But it's actually just a straight up buff because you're getting more out of it. He's already such a good, expensive figure. I can't even imagine if this is going to affect him in any way. But he's probably going to retire shortly after the set releases anyway, because rotation will be happening pretty soon, and that set is definitely on the chopping block, I can almost guarantee. So we might not really get much of a chance to use him in Modern Age, but you know, Golden Age games, he's even better. But they also did the fastest errata ever, because there's a new High Evolutionary Prime coming in the Future Foundation set. We haven't even seen him yet, but apparently he's going to have a trait where Animal is going to be able to be a named theme. You know, if you play him in an Animal theme, it's going to be considered a named theme team. They're doing the same thing. They're doubling the theme probs from 3 to 6 for him. Now, of course, technically that's not going to happen until Wonder Woman releases, so we'll have, you know, like 2 months of him being able to be played. Basically like Captain Venom before, where if you play him on an animal theme, you'll get the theme team probs, and then they're going to errata him once Wonder Woman comes out and the rules change to do the double theme team prob thing again. But there's actually one that they didn't touch on. I've seen a lot of people saying Mongol already, but he does something totally different where he, you know, brings what I think is Brute and Warrior into a single name keyword. So that's fine. He can just continue to do that. I don't think he really needs a change, because that's bringing 2 separate keywords together. And some people said, oh, what about all the Spider-Man chases? I think they're still fine, because they're, again, bringing other characters in, giving them the Spider-Man family. I know some people kind of played Penny on a robot team, basically just to give them all the name theme team, to give them the theme team props. But the one that I don't think they touched on at all was Spy Master, right? From the Captain America and the Avengers set, that says Spy is treated as a name theme team. So I think they kind of forgot about him. I'm sure he'll get the same errata that you get the double theme team probs, but we'll just have to wait and hear from them about that. And I'm assuming any other character that's like that is basically, you can just assume is going to get an errata like that. But great erratas all around. You know, you're still getting tons of theme team probs out of it. And like I said, good job on getting them out so quick. I mean, one of these figures isn't even released yet, and they already errated it for us, just in case we see it and we're like, oh, what the heck, WizKids? So good job, clap it up. Oh, and there's one thing I wanted to mention though, since we're on the topic of erratas in general, I do hope that they make some type of errata. I forgot to mention this in the last video when we were talking about the changes to TK. There's a lot of characters, mainly Magneto. There's at least 2 or 3 really good Magnetos that use TK object attacks as like a big thing in his, you know, special TK powers. And I do hope we see an errata for those soon. Even if it's just a general sweeping errata, because I know there's some other random characters that do have, you know, if this character makes an object attack, +1 damage or whatever. I hope we get some type of errata on those. It would be nice to hear back from anybody that has any kind of special TK that mentions specifically making object attacks. It would be great to know what we're going to do with those. But I'm sure they'll let us know eventually. But that's going to do it for this video. Let me know in the comments your thoughts and opinions on all of these changes to theme teams. I think they're great, obviously. I think all the changes are great for the most part. I said the same thing back in 2017, long before I had a YouTube channel. I think that simplifying the powers, making them a little bit easier to understand is better for everyone. Not just new players trying to come into the game for the first time, but even experienced players sometimes have trouble remembering what combos with what occasionally. I mean, not the super meta advanced players usually, but occasionally we can forget a few things here and there and be like, oh, I forgot that Leap Climb lets you punch things on different elevations. So I think all of these different rules changes are great for the game in general. Simplifying it down just enough, but keeping all of the flavor is still there, I think, of the game. And actually, I just love when they do all these just different updates, you know, rebalancing the powers. Then you get to look back and be like, oh man, that character is so much better now. I used to hate that they had Flurry and Close Combat Expert, but now it's actually really good. You know, you can find all these little gems that you can play in your Golden Age games that just now are suddenly great, but they were only maybe okay before. And I mean, it comes with some wins and some losses. Some characters do lose things from that, the changing of powers, and they have to errata things, and that can be annoying. But I think, again, for the most part, all of these changes are great for the game, and I am super excited to see what's next. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please smash that like button for me. Let me know again in the comments what you guys think of these, and let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, yada yada. And don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of these awesome, first look videos on these new rules. I try to get them out as quick as I can. Real life gets in the way a little bit sometimes. But anyway, and if you guys would like to help support the channel even further, there's links in the description for the Patreon. You can see your name here in the credits with all of our wonderful Patreon supporters, and as well as some other awesome benefits there, so you should check it out. But that's going to do it for this video. Thanks again so much for watching. Until next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters signing off.